Hey everybody, it's Tim again, and I finally have purchased the final two figures in the first wave of the Indiana Jones Adventure series. Of course, there are other figures out as far as the line is concerned. There's store exclusives, etc. But the first five that I was concerned about anyway were to build an artifact, which of course is the Ark of the Covenant. And if you look back here, you see we have Tote, Indy, and Marion Ravenwood, as well as the original 3 3/4 inch figures of all those characters, including Renee Belloq and Sallah. Of course, Sallah is played by John Rhys Davies, who's going to be back for the new Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And Paul Freeman's Renee Belloq, of course, did not survive that first Indiana Jones film, but what a classic character he was. And this is actually the way you saw him last in that ceremonial outfit before, I guess you could say, the whole operation went boom and went up in smoke. So let's quickly do a 360 here of the boxes, and we'll go from there. Again, I like the look of these boxes. Again, windowless packaging. The interesting thing that happened, though, between the last video and this video is that Hasbro has announced that for these collector figures, they are indeed going to be bringing back the window packages. So that's great news for collectors. Now, again, personally, I've always opened these things. I've never really displayed them. If something's been really, really cool, maybe I've purchased an extra one that I've kept in the window box. But yeah, so, for now, we have to cope with this. Again, I don't know why anybody would want to just purchase these to just look at a box. I get the whole window display thing. That's pretty cool. So what we have there is the front. And now we're going to take a look at the back of these packages, which shows you the accessories in greater detail, shows you which pieces of the actual Ark you are getting. As it turns out, I mean, Sallah is a pretty important character in this regard because there are some significant pieces of the Ark that's included. But he also has a shovel and a rope, and the Belloq figure has the handles that carry the Ark, as well as this ceremonial staff. So what I'm going to do is bust these boxes open, take a look at the Build-an-Artifact pieces, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I am back with the Indiana Jones Adventure series. This is the first wave. I know we're getting at least one more Build-an-Artifact wave that surrounds the skull that holds the rocks, the stones in the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Of course, this film surrounds Raiders of the Lost Ark, the principal characters in that. And, of course, we're building the Ark of the Covenant in that, with that wave. So I usually do a 360 here, but this figure, it didn't come with a stand. And just for the purposes of doing the 360, I usually try to pop these on. This is actually a DC 6-inch figure stand or 7-inch figure, but these usually fit. But for some reason, Renee Belloq doesn't fit there on that one. So generally, when we get that motion going around, they're going to tumble over. So I'm just not going to skip that this particular time. So here is your Belloq figure up close. And again, with 3D printing, obviously for a movie that is over 40 years old, you're not going to get the original digital scans of anything. But the late Paul Freeman, of course, was terrific as Belloq. I thought the smaller figure, the 3 3/4-inch version that came out with Hasbro, was a little more generic looking. Still pretty impressive outfit-wise. Okay? But I think this is there's much more color to this, much more colorful. Obviously, this little thing is attached here. The ceremonial piece here, it is loose. The staff is much more detailed. Again, the facial, the sculpt, the portrait is terrific. Okay, and basically the same sort of design. The coloring is different. Same sort of design though for both that and the original 3 3/4 inch figure. And of course, your posability is going to be limited. They do have a space here where you can, pose it with the knee joints, but I think this is basically made to stand up straight, and that's about it. To basically stand over the Ark. For this one, now Sallah lost his shovel when this one fell over with a stand. So here it is. That's its main accessory. You also have a rope here. Okay. And I think we get a better likeness, obviously, of John Rhys Davies. Or is it Rhys Davies? One or the other. He played Gimli, of course, in the Lord of the Rings movies. Terrific actor. He wasn't in all of the Indy movies, so I know fans, and I'm a big Indy fan, in particular, we're pleased that he is coming back for the final go-round for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. So again, if you want to just take a look at that in comparison to the 3 3/4 inch version, again, just because of the size differential, I mean, look, there's a resemblance there to John Rhys Davies. This one came with a torch, or I think he came with a torch. Anyway, that's the accessory I put with him. Here again, we get the shovel, and we get the rope here, presumably to help out Indy when he goes to the map room. So there we go with the figures themselves. Now let's take these out of the way and give you a 360 of the accessories that come with it. And of course, that's Ark of the Covenant stuff that we're getting. I mean, these two figures, I would say Sallah for sure was essential to get, because that's the bottom and the top of the Ark of the Covenant. And actually, that was the bottom side that you were looking at. On top here, you get those decorative pieces that came with the Indiana Jones figure. This one, of course, is right side up, and it has the pegs, which is really, really important. And of course, you get the handles here. Now, the big difference with that and the Ark, which I believe came with one of the deluxe releases in 2008, obviously a lot smaller. It's a lot shinier. It has more like a gold finish, where this is more drab, I guess. And that's one of my complaints about these releases. I mean, you definitely, when you're comparing this stuff, maybe you can't see it so much in the video, but it has a shinier look to it. It has like a shinier gold finish, whereas this feels more like it was molded in golden/yellow plastic. So I'm going to put that back here for now. We'll compare those again once we get around to it. Let me put this back here and stop the turntable. I always have this extra light that I put on, and we're going to complete this Ark right here. Okay, so this should slip on the bottom relatively easily, and it does. Just put a little pressure on that to make sure it's on there okay. And here is the top that fits on really well. Okay, let me adjust that a little bit so you get a better look at that. And then here are the decorative pieces that go on the top of the Ark. Let's just push those in there. And these are soft plastic pieces. These are more hard plastic, but it's a good thing when you have to force any sort of piece into place. It's better that it's soft plastic, and the chance of it breaking are very, very small when you do that. Now for this, it appears like we have to slide this through this hole here and do the same over here. Okay, and then let's just flip this around here. Same deal. Just put that rod through the hole there, push it in, and these feel like they're soft plastic. So again, yes, you're forcing something. It's always better to have something that's not going to go snapping on you in case it doesn't pop in there right away. So that's a nice looking piece. I will say it is a nice looking piece. Again, it's not as shiny as this particular Ark, but again, you're getting more because you're getting these handles that Indy and company will be. Oh, actually, was it Indy? Somebody lifted these things when they brought it to that ceremonial place at the end of the film. So, again, just quickly talking about the quality of these things that we're getting with the Adventure series as opposed to the 2008 releases. Okay, this one is the fertility idol that came with the Indiana Jones figure, which is kind of weird because it's roughly the same size as the fertility idol that came with the 3 3/4 inch version in 2008. So it does look a little bit awkward in size. Now, again, let me just point out how this more is like more of a yellow/gold plastic. This has more of a gold color. This is more accurate as far as I'm concerned. I don't know where I got this larger piece. I think it might have come in one of these, we remember the little bonus boxes that we got with all of the figures that held artifacts in the 3 3/4. So I'm thinking maybe this fertility idol came with one of those. And I think that, scale wise, this works better with the 6-inch Adventure Series Indy than this actually does. Again, it's hard to tell whether you're seeing the color that I'm seeing, but again, this just feels cheaper. So for a $24.99 figure, I don't know, man. You got to give fans quality stuff. I think this works overall. At least, it's not a $24.99 figure for Star Wars, which basically is a figure and maybe one or two small accessories. So I like the Build-A-Figure or Build-an-Ark aspect of it. But again, they're just pushing it, man. I mean, $24.99. Now, I will say, depending on where you get these, I will say I got these at Target. And if you get, your medications through their pharmacy, you build up bonus points and you get a $5 certificate. You get, knock off the price that way. Or, always watch out. Target's got some great sales that come up, get $10 off of a $50 worth of toys. And that's how I got these. So essentially, I got these for $10 off the pair. So I got them for about $20 a piece, which is a much better deal than the whole $25 thing. So I'm going to take another pause, and then I'm going to show you with all of these figures together with the Build-an-Ark piece together. Okay, here again is the complete first wave of the Indiana Jones Adventure series, of course, covering the Raiders of the Lost Ark, the principal characters in there. Let's hope that we get more characters. There's an actual 2-pack that's coming out that doesn't include any Build-an-Artifact pieces, but it is of Marcus Brody, and it is of Renee Belloq in his white suit, which looks really cool and is probably going to be on my list. So there's a possibility we're going to get more figures that way. We're getting a map room Indy and another character as well. So it's a pretty good representation of the first film. So obviously, I'm not going to do anything with the lifting up and carrying the Ark there. Again, my mind is slipping me. Was it a couple German soldiers who carried that to the place where they had the ceremony? I don't know. But also, it wouldn't look right because Indy was in his German army disguise outfit. And of course, Marion Ravenwood was wearing her white dress. So again, maybe these are the sorts of figures that we're going to get. Of course, Tote looks the same, and again, he got the old melted face at the end of that scene. So, but I'm really satisfied with the wave. Again, I found a way to knock some money off the price, with the coupons, and you find the right deals where one of these times, if all these are available, it's a 25. Oh, there we go. It's figures dipping a little bit. you get $25 off a $100 purchase of toys. So, I mean, you could really score a good deal if the timing is right for these sorts of figures. Of course, you can never seem to find them all at once. I did find all of these in Target stores. These three I found a little bit earlier before, I guess, the quote unquote scheduled release date, the shelf date. And then these were more recent where these are more plentiful. You're not going to have problems finding these on the shelves, at least at Targets. I don't know if they're appearing at Walmart yet. I haven't seen any there or any other brick and mortar stores just quite yet. But also online, look, there are so many online retailers. They're not taking a chance with this one. They're not understocking this particular line, and all the figures should be relatively easy to find. I thought Tote was going to be harder to find. And actually, when I purchased these two, the only one that wasn't on the shelf that day was Indy, because Indy's going to be the more popular one. But Belloq and Sallah were both there, so these should be easy enough for you to find. Again, if you're an Indy fan, you'll probably say, yeah, the $25, that's pushing it, but it's worth it. It's a classic film. Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, classic film, Harrison Ford, Karen Allen. What else can you say, man? I'm really excited about the next wave, although I'm going to gripe in advance. I don't know what the hell the deal is with no Mola Ram. I hope this isn't one of those deals where the toy stores or the toy manufacturers are being too sensitive about things now, and we're not getting the Mola Ram. But I think hopefully at some point we're going to get Mola Ram, the coolest looking figure, probably my favorite out of the 3 3/4 releases back in 2008. But there are a lot more to come. So, we'll get a couple too from Dial of Destiny as well. So that's it for my review. My name is Tim Lammers. I review cool movie toys, and I invite you to come back, like this video, share this video, tell all your Indiana Jones loving friends about this video, and I will be back with more Indiana Jones at some point, probably when the next wave comes out, maybe with the couple store exclusives as they come out as well. Happy toy hunting, everybody.